these are really nice houses. We're going to Central Market, probably most likely to pick up some wine and drop the wine at your doorstep. Wine. Just like it says in the Bible, he will turn you into wine with his wine press. That means he'll squash you like a grape. I kind of lingered on that hit. Almost got it. It'll get there eventually. He'll get that swing down, and it'll just, the form will be there. Boy, he'll move on to his next step in his life. There is the man with the hat, created by Angela Mia in 2000. February 17th, I think. It's dated at his feet. There we are looking at Marty Leonard Community Chapel. It's also a wedding chapel. Has a Lena Pope home inside of it. We're at Central Market in Chapel Hill Shopping Center. Chapel Hill Shopping Center, Fort Worth. That is Central Market. We're going in to get some Chardonnay to drop it off at your doorstep with the appropriate age. I think I've lost a few pounds. Woody Guthrie sang this song.
Open up your heart and let the sun shine in. My mama always told me what little girls should know. It's all about the devil, and I learned to hate him so. I know he'll be unhappy if I never wear a crown. Maybe if I keep on smiling, he'll get tired of hanging around. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away. It got me teary-eyed, y'all. Really? Right there at the end, it got me. The vapors.
Oh, we would do another song, but we gotta pick up your Chardonnay. I'll look for signs and see if I can get their name of their band if they have one. Hello. Yeah, Woody Guthrie sang that song. Pretty good one. Chardonnay for your doorstep.
Good. How much you could pay on it?
Yeah, I'll try one. Is it non-alcoholic? Yeah, it's got to be non-alcoholic.
Perfect.
Yeah. Sorry, Baptist.
No. Passion fruit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the bomb. What's it called? Ball?
It's called Valley.
It's sparkling.
Yeah. I'm one of the founders.
Agua fresca?
Yeah, perfect.
You're a founder?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
When did you come up with the idea?
My co-founder and I started. You want to spend passion for that?
Yeah, it's very good. It's It's like a fresca.
Sorta. This is one of the
I'll
first.
take passion fruit and pineapple.
Yeah, he's buying some right now. It's delicious. This is the founder right here of the drink. I'm gonna take a sticker.
These are not. The ones right behind me in that cold case are cold.
Bobby. I'm gonna take some stickers. I do a show about food.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'll show it to you. What's your name?
I'm Victor.
How did you found it?
Really realized the need for a better for you Latino beverage out there.
Okay.
It's a first generation Mexican immigrant. We don't have a lot of healthy beverage options out there.
Yeah, y'all you got like pure cane sugar.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I try the limon?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So this is healthy. I'm gonna look at the ingredients.
For sure. In comparison to
I'm also an actor.
Yeah. In comparison to what's out there traditionally. in
Yeah,
the
low
Mexican
sugar.
beverage space, yeah. 40 to
And I'm
60
looking for
calories.
something like this. So I'm on a diet. What is this? The limon?
That is the lime.
The lime. That's the bomb. You're a genius. How did you start mixing it all up?
Like formulating.
Yeah.
We worked with a wonderful food scientist that kind of gave us some guideposts
Really?
on what to do.
Okay.
She was great. She's worked with a lot of big beverage companies.
Food scientist.
Yeah, and we essentially batched the original formula.
Do this so they can hear you.
What's
So
that?
he went to a food scientist so they can hear you better.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because I don't have you mic'd.
Oh, no worries, no worries. But we started working with her, and we essentially made our shelf samples at home. And
Shelf samples at home.
Exactly. And we shipped them back and forth between her to make sure everything was kosher from a food science perspective.
Okay,
But
they're
it took
studying
about
food science.
3 years to get started.
3 years to get the drink onto the shelf.
Yeah.
Wow.
It took
Okay.
quite a while. But we're here.
What about the name?
So Bowie is a word from northern Mexico.
It's a word in Mexico.
My family's from Chihuahua. So
Chihuahua.
Mexico, and the natives of that area are called the Raramuri or the Tarahumara.
I'm sorry?
They're called the Raramuri
Raramuri.
or the Tarahumara.
The Tarahumara.
And they're, if you're familiar with the book Born to Run, they're the super long distance.
Born to Run? I'll look it up.
Yeah, great book. But essentially, their word for mineral water is Bowie.
Bowie
Yeah.
is mineral water. So this means Bowie.
Exactly.
Well, and your name?
I'm Victor.
That's Victor. He's one of the guys behind it. All right, Victor. I'm going to take a couple of your stickers.
Yeah.
I got to run up and pick some Chardonnay for someone's doorstep. I do delivery. I'm going to show you my show.
Hell yeah.
All right, so he wasn't really signed in on that phone. It's probably like a business phone, but he thought he was stoked about the show, and he got it on the shelf in 3 years. Very impressive. So he's there advertising. We get a lot of people like that. Hi, so we got some. What is this right here? Co-op honey?
Yeah, it's Texas, local Texas honey.
Texas honey.
Yeah. So from
I lived right next door to
mostly-
Bert Shavitz, the owner of
Really?
Burt Bees. Yeah, I knew him.
Oh, cool.
I
Yeah.
met him. I wrote about him in a story called Escape from Maine.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I lived in Maine. And Bert Shavitz was my neighbor for a while. He lived down the road. Right before he passed away, they made a documentary called Bert's Buzz. Executive producer Isabella Rossellini. I wasn't allowed to film him because he signed a contract with Netflix, basically. It was released on Netflix.
Yeah.
So, but I was able to interview him and write about it.
Yeah. So
Can I
my-
try some?
Oh, by all means, yeah.
Yeah, he
So-
did Burt Bees. This is something new.
So so this is AHBPA. So my
Bees are, I like
my
it.
colleague, yeah, he got stepped out for a second, but he had a TV show on Discovery Channel about a year ago. And, so we do
He's
a
got
lot
a
of
face.
Yeah,
Like a Burt Bees dude.
a little bit. Yeah. So we do
I'll hang on to it.
so rescues. So a lot of people call in like
Love honey.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. So we have wild honey, which is like from around this area.
Honey's my favorite.
Is it
I'm a
sweeter?
Baptist. Well, I'm a recovering Baptist. That's what I always say. We're Baptists are always recovering from baptism, from being submerged in the Holy Spirit. We have to recover.
Survive.
If you survive it. John the
Yeah.
Baptist was a recovering Baptist too.
I play.
He didn't recover like all of them though, because of a lady named Salome. Salome didn't like him.
I didn't realize. Yeah.
You got to read Salome to play. Al Pacino did it.
Oh, okay. No.
Go rent Salome. Al Pacino's best work. I used to live in New York. He was working on it when I was in New York. Brilliant, Salome.
You don't think it's best work? Or...
No, his best work is Dog Day. Dog Day Afternoon.
Yeah, it's earlier stuff.
Dog Day. Yeah, he's good early.
Cervico.
I liked him in Author. Al Pacino.
Oh, that's dude. Funny. That's like one of his hidden gems. Like that movie. Like nobody even knows.
Al Pacino, in Scent of a Woman, he won best actor for Scent of a Woman.
Right. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I guess that's Academy finally.
So tell me about the honey.
Oh, so the honey here, it's all.
Did you hear Alec Baldwin's free? They dropped the charges on Alec Baldwin.
Oh, they did.
I went to the actor studio.
Yeah.
I'm an actor studio kid, or man. I'm an actor studio man.
Yeah.
I feel like a kid at heart, but yeah, they freed him. They dropped all the charges.
Oh, yeah, no, I did read that.
Yeah, because they put the bullet in the gun on accident. Anyway, so this no, but this is co-op honey. So what does it do?
So this is farm raised. So basically, we rescue bees, and then we bring the co-op honey
Oh, you rescue bees.
Yeah, that's what our company does.
Oh, so these are endangered bees that have been rescued.
Well, the wild
ones.
honey is, and then a lot of the co-op honey is actually farm raised. So yeah, no problem. So the
farm raised bee.
Yeah.
Okay, as opposed to the executive bees. The ones in the office.
Yeah.
The bees that are
free range. Yeah.
Do you have honey paste? Have you ever heard that honey paste? It's like they make it like a spread, like a spreadable honey.
Like a pate almost.
Yeah, they have it.
Oh no, I haven't tried that. That might be a product.
This is like pure honey.
Yeah, this is all unfiltered. So we have
this is the stuff to drink
we have
right
a
here.
solar melter. Have you tried it yet?
Well, I used to drink like a little bit of this, like in a small little glass.
Yeah,
but I would drink some of the honey.
Yeah, the viscosity of this kind is a little, it's thinner. This is more.
Yeah.
I'd say the farm stuff. He feeds.
Have you heard of this song? Is it copyrighted? I haven't heard of it. Go ahead. I like your shirt.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Go ahead. Co-op honey. Anything special about it? Just the bees are wild. They're rescued. They're endangered bees.
Oh, we feed them. So basically, we feed them like local fruit. And
you feed the bees.
he does. Yeah, the owner does.
He feeds them by hand.
Well, as opposed to.
He feeds the bees by hand. It's like, bee, come.
Yeah, he does.
And, okay.
Or just
maybe he does. I've never fed bees myself. I've never fed them.
Yeah. Well,
But I would be scared.
Oh, they just come right up to you.
And land on you?
Yeah. And they may not sting you, but I mean, just look at the.
Yeah, I'd get used to it. They have to be still, though. They have to be very meditative and still.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done bee rescues with them.
Bee rescues?
Here's the man.
Okay. Hey, I was a neighbor of Bert Chavez from Bert Bees.
Oh.
I was his neighbor. Nice to meet you. I'm a
he's
Cole
dead,
Spivey.
right?
He did pass away, but they did a documentary about him called Bert Buzz. It's on Netflix. Isabella Rossellini was the executive producer, and I met him. And I did a little article about him. I didn't meet Isabella.
Okay.
But I did meet Bert. I did meet him.
Yeah, I heard he got hosed hardcore.
What happened?
Well, his girlfriend
Roxy.
took all of his ideas and
Yeah, she took like most of it. But you know what?
Like $140,000 house out of it.
I know the story of Bert. Roxy was a hippie. He picked her up off the road, found out she had a daughter. He was living in a van along the road.
Yeah.
They would shake his van to get honey. And he was a wino. I'm about to get some wine for somebody to drop it off at the doorstep. I do delivery. But what happened? This is interesting right here. What happened was Roxy at Sven's.
And it makes noise.
Roxy said, okay, listen, he got in trouble because he was selling this. He was selling honey, and they were bringing, Mainers are poverty-stricken. So they were bringing the jars back to him. He refilled them and got an FDA write-up.
Exactly.
Yeah, the FDA went after him, so he said, we'll do something else with the honey. He went to the library. He got a book called ABC XYZ of beekeeping, turned that into the wax. He used the wax and the lip balm. Every woman in Maine flipped out.
Right.
They had to get the lip balm.
Right.
He had artists that made it on a box. Like they made the covers and drew the bees.
right.
These are hippie artists. The whole thing went nuts.
Right.
He was in a little schoolhouse right off Parkman Road, North Dexter Road. Sorry, it's Dexter Road. North Dexter Road. I lived right next door. But a friend, well, a guy named Chris was living there. He was a Vietnam vet. He lived down the way in a little cabin, no electricity, no running water.
Yeah.
He didn't want it.
You didn't want it?
No, but he had billions on his way. He left with like 20 million.
Yeah.
She got like the hundreds of millions. Roxy did. Yeah. It's a good story.
Yeah, Bert. He looks true.
Bert was a great guy.
These guys own Texas.
Yeah, that's a Texas honey. Yeah.
Well, okay. It's made here.
Right. Bert was a great guy. Bert, he sat with me and talked to me. He said, he'd do this. He'd go, I'd see him in town at a health food store. I go, Bert, how you doing? He was geriatric. He'd say, well, I saw a fox. I saw 2 deer.
That's a pretty good day.
I saw a raccoon.
Yeah.
And 4 crows. And that was it. That would come out of his mouth.
That was his day?
Yeah, that was his day. God bless. I'll see y'all later. Yeah. Can anybody help me with the Chardonnay over here? Yeah, Chardonnay. Looking for a certain type of Chardonnay. It's 2 bottles of Sonoma Cutter Chardonnay. 2 bottles. I gotta find it. Sonoma. Just leave a comment in the IPA. It's the International Phonetic. I don't know what the A stands for on that. It's IPA though. Maybe it's IPL. No, it's the alphabet. It's the International Phonetic Alphabet IPA. For a similar Chardonnay.
So I'll give you one that's the same price.
Same price.
Same price range.
Same price range is what I'm looking for.
That's your best deal. That's exactly
Perfect.
the deal, dude.
Perfect. He found it. This will be dropped off at your doorstep. Drink responsibly with appropriate age. Yep, thanks. Appreciate it. That's where the fan goes through right there. There's Westover. So I think from Central Market it's about 3 miles. I'm clocking in right here. About a 3-mile drive. Let's say this is the same address as before. I think this guy like ordered $100 worth of liquor. I think it's probably the same address. Looks like it's a different person. Boy, it's a nice one right there. Wouldn't it be great to end up that way? Something like this. Well, Willie Nelson's saying, no, it's Bioenergetic Experience Center. It's interesting. Yep, it's this one. Trunk open. If you have a problem with alcohol, let's say you have to buy alcohol every day and you have to drink every day. Let's say you have it really bad and you have to buy a case a day. Seek help immediately. You want to go to AA or a church, get a sponsor, and stop drinking completely. If you're drinking up a case a day, you're going to die within probably a year. If you're drinking half a case a day, you might live 2 years if you're lucky. It can kill you. Get help. Seek help if you have a problem with alcohol. If you're the type of person where you have to go to the grocery store and buy a case of beer every day or every other day, then get help immediately. If you're drinking a 6-pack of beer a day, get help immediately. Especially if you're a woman. Even if you're a man and you're drinking a 6-pack of beer a day, get help immediately. That will kill your organs. So today, so far, I've had just the salad from Whole Foods. And I've had about a glass of Coke Zero for caffeine. I'm not a real big coffee drinker. I don't mind having coffee usually like at night or after I go see a movie or a play. I'll sometimes like to drink the coffee so I can really yap about the play or the movie and really talk about it. Sometimes when I'm reading, I'll have some coffee. I like to have my own filter, you know, with the coffee and steam it up and everything. And then get my own little creamers and things like that. But when it comes to just normal day stuff, I usually, if I'm going to go with caffeine, it'll usually be Coke Zero. I'd rather do regular Coke, but I'm watching all my sugars. So I do have an exercise plan. I do keep it secret. It's the one thing that I'm kind of secret about. But I will tell you, it does involve different forms of stretching and different forms of resistance training. Reason why is because I was trained by a famous mime known as Greg Goldstein, who worked with Marcel Marceau, and they keep it a little bit secret. We can talk about it. I may show you some of the stretching and things like that. And then I do, you know, like I said, I kind of keep that personal. Now, I was a jogger, so I was a big runner. I think in college I do 6 miles a day, 7 days a week. So I have the running behind, you know, me for many years. I think I went like 6 years of almost jogging like every day or something. It was quite a bit. A little too much, I think. When I lived in New York City, I jogged about 4 to 5 times a week, sometimes 6 times a week. But I would jog to dance class, and then from dance class to voice class, and then walk to the other classes. Because we had our dance class by Central Park. So that's like 60th Avenue or whatever. It's like way up there. Right by the Opera Center, where the opera is. So I would jog from that area, Alvin Ailey, all the way to Soho area or by the Village, where kind of like a pretty down the road from NYU, where the New School University is. And it was quite a bit of jog. So I was in pretty good shape in 2001. Now I kept that off until 2004, until I got my first marriage, which was pretty much 2005. And then I put on quite a bit of weight because she was Sicilian. She liked to make spaghetti. So for 6 years we were married, and I went from 150 to 257, and then she left. And then within 1 year, I lost about 100 pounds, but I lost 70 pounds of it through almost like the summer. I went on a crazy diet of just almost like salad bar, Jason's Deli salad bar, and occasionally you know, protein whey and things like that. I would get a lot of the protein from egg whites. That was the first time I dropped 100 pounds within the year. But I dropped 70 pounds of it within the summer. It gets very hot in Texas. So I was jogging and walking around and things like that throughout the day. Now, my second marriage, I kept that weight off for about 2.5 years. Then my second marriage to Angel, we got married, I believe, in 2013. And I think within 19 of March, I got up to 227. Then she left. And then I think what I did was I dropped it within that summer and got back down to 170. And then I met Linda. And I think I'm up, I don't have my scale. My scale actually is broken. And so I don't have my scale, so I don't know. We have a theory of what my weight is, but the scale's off, so I don't know my weight right now. I'd be surprised to know. That's the Trinity River. Also, during the process of all of this, I want to try to decrease the time on the show to a relatively 30-minute show a day. That's going to be one of my main goals too. How you doing? Just looking at the sugar count on this. Yeah, protein's only 3 grams. Sugar's pretty high, 56 grams. So when you're looking at these supplemental bars, you want to look for 0 sugar. That's a good sign. The protein stuff is kind of good. It's whey protein. I don't highly recommend whey protein. Meat's always going to be better. But you want to go for the 0 sugar. Lower that sugar and also check the sodium, which I'm about to do right now. All right, this is kind of baptism by fire on these guys right here. So I'm gonna get my glasses so I can look. And this is what it's called. It's called Think. It's a high protein bar. If it's upside down, there we go. Think. Anyway. So on Think right here, the first thing that caught my attention was a 0 sugar. That's a good sign of a good bar. You don't want to treat to these things because of the sugar. They had to take a lot of them off the market because of that. Let's look at what it's made out of right here. It's basically protein blend, which is soy. It's soy isolate. So the soy isolate, I don't really recommend over meat, but it is good for whenever you're dieting. It's a whey protein, or it's a whey. It's a whey protein. And it's an isolate. It's got maltitol syrup, vegetable glycerine, peanut butter, water, cocoa butter, chocolate peanut flour, sunflower oil, peanut oil, lecithin, sodium, or I think it's lecithin. There's sodium cassavetes, salt is in it. Okay, we're gonna look at the salt, milk fat, and natural flavor. It's made in Illinois. All right, so it does have fat, but it's only 12% of the fat. And then you can run on that too. A lot of people do keto and things like that. Saturated fat, trans fat 0, which is good. That's good right there. Cholesterol's low. Sodium is at 11%. So we're looking at 260 milligrams of sodium. 11% of what you need for the day. And I had virtually no salt today. Total carbs, 22 grams, which is at 8%. Dietary fibers, 1 gram. Total sugars, sugar alcohol also. The old it's called the Met RX bars. those old ones, remember the Met RX bars? They had a certain amount of sugar alcohol in it. It's 20 grams of protein. There's iron in it too. All right, so we're back at this right here. We're dealing with the Think bar. 20 grams of whey protein, and then it's 0 sugars. Another thing it has right here is the vitamin D, OMCG. It's okay. Calcium, 130 milligrams, 10%. Iron is 1.3 milligrams at 8%. Potassium is 110 milligrams at 20, or what was that? 2%. Oh, 2%. Looked like a 0, 2% right there. So potassium, you probably want to eat a banana or something as well. But the thing that they advertise is that 20 grams of whey protein. It probably helps a little bit. And it's got peanut butter in it, so it's 0 sugars. All right, so we're gonna try it out. I don't know if I've tried one of these or not. I know they have different consistencies. Mm-hmm. It does remind me a little bit of what was known. I don't remember the name of it though. They took it off the market. I think it was called Smart Protein. This one's called Think, but I want to say it was. I want to say maybe it was Smart Protein. Something similar to that. It was a product. They had it in a can too. You could drink it in a can or a bar. They said it was discontinued, so you can still get the protein bars, which is known as the power bars. You can still get them like on certain online sites. They discontinued the power bars too. Pretty good.
I found out here.